Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today the weekend is in our rear view mirror, but that doesn't mean we can't have fun as we watch Mr. Yo playing as the Ethiopians in blue get ready to take on MbL playing as the Chinese in red. Now while the players herd their herdables, explore their immediate surroundings, approaching rhinos, and try to go up to feudal as fast as possible, let's take a look at the civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now the Ethiopians are a civilization designed to kill its opponents as fast as humanly possible. Their foot archers are the fastest firing foot archers in the game. Their onagers, scorpions, rams, and bombard cannons can all be upgraded to have an even bigger blast radius. And their unique unit, the Shotel warrior, is a fast, incredibly strong, but overall somewhat fragile infantry unit that only trains in 4 seconds once you get up to its elite form. Now to help strengthen their army on the field of battle, both Shotel warriors and camel units can be upgraded to get a little bit less damage, rather to take a little bit less damage from all mounted units in the game. And when I say all mounted units, I mean both melee and ranged. And to support their military, the Ethiopians do get 100 food and 100 gold for free whenever they go up in age. So we'll keep an eye out on the top left of our screen once MbL clicks up to feudal and see exactly how that bonus works. The pikeman upgrade is free, which saves them a little bit of time to research and about 300 resources. And the Ethiopian economy is a little harder to raid because their outposts come with a big boost to their line of sight and also don't cost any stone, which means you can plop down as many of them as you want, as early as you want, without jeopardizing a potential second town center. Look at that tail on the rhino. Man, I love the details on this game. Super fun. The villager does take some damage. Always on the prowl, always on the lookout for rhino or elephant pulls that don't get damaged. Villager does take damage there. Now, the Chinese, one of the classic civilizations, super well-rounded, very strong economic bonuses, and quite a diverse and strong tech tree. That means a player basically has a lot of options on how he or she wants to kill their opponents. To start with, all technologies get progressively cheaper starting in Feudal Age. Their farms seed with 10% more food. Their town centers support 10 population instead of the usual 5, and you hit the ground running with 6 total villagers, meaning 3 extra villagers. But in exchange for that, you do start with 200 less food and 50 less wood. Now, to help defend your economy against raid, Chinese town centers come with a massive +5 extra line of sight, which gives you a lot more time to garrison your units, your villagers specifically, as you prepare to defend them. By the way, Gazelle is back in action. Love the addition of this unit. This herdable, huntable, if you want to be specific about it, I guess. In any event, Chinese walls and towers can also be upgraded to get 30% more HP. Now, on the field of battle, Chinese can field all top-of-the-line infantry units. Their foot archers and skirmishers are also quite strong, especially if you mix in their unique unit, the Chukanu. This is a foot archer that fires multiple arrows, can be upgraded to get even more attack. And their cavalry is good, but it's really their siege that can be a pain in the ass to deal with, since their scorpions can also get an upgrade, rather be upgraded to get a +4 attack. Now, those are the two civilizations in the hands of these two incredibly experienced players. My favorite lemon bushes of the game with the pretty blue butterflies. And while the players sit at 18, 19 villagers, looks like our red Chinese not really in a rush to get up to feudal, whereas MbL, or rather Mr. Yo, has just clicked up off the back of 2 fewer villagers. Let's take a look at the bases, and then we'll keep an eye out. In a minute 50 seconds we'll see the extra resources that get added to the Ethiopian coffers, because you guys know I love watching civ bonuses and features in action. Our Ethiopian primary gold, nice and secure in the back, although in a very annoying location. Mining this is going to be fun. Probably could fit a mining camp up here, but definitely no town center unless you want to put it on the low ground. In any event, okay, puts it to this side instead. Where is the primary stone? Also nice and secure to the back. So I don't mind this base for Mr. Yo, although this hill, or rather a series of hills, ranging the entire opening of his base, the part that's facing his opponent, might be a problem, although he is already putting down infrastructure and taking the high ground, which is an absolute boss move out of him. Let's take a look at MbL. Primary stone a little bit to the side, not forward, not back. Primary gold nice and secure in the back, with also a few hills around, but more space to put down a town center, I guess, to the left, although not ideal with the town center right here. Oh, did we miss it? Oh, did we miss it? Huh, I didn't know. Oops. I was waiting so long to take a look at his resources bump up by 200 once he reached the next age, 100 food, 100 gold. But instead, I was looking at the hills in the Chinese settlement. Whoops. In any event, also suffering from the same issue, having a ring of mountains around his base. Remember, these are two civilizations that come with, interestingly enough, extra line of sight, one on their town centers. Take a look at the line of sight on this town center, one with extra line of sight on their outposts, which not really expecting to see at this stage of the game. But in any event, it is our Ethiopian who is putting on the aggression here. 3 men-at-arms, 1 scout, 0 kills in total. And because these are not ranged units, these are melee, a few quick palisades are enough to make sure that there's not much that Mr. Yo can do here, except maybe tickle away at the HP of some of these structures. 24 villagers to 22. Our Chinese did go up off the back of 2 or 3 extra villagers, I believe. And wisely staying within the radius of this town center so that these marauding men-at-arms and this 1 scout can't really do much. Is he going home? He sees the spearman. He knows he has to get the hell out of here. His HP is already down to basically half. Let's take a look at our Ethiopian base. So far, just the archery range. No second structure yet. Okay. 1 very badly aimed javelin enough to shoo away. And now Mr. Yo, who did his darndest to break into the base, now wants out. He wants to get the hell out of here before these skirmishers, the spearmen. I'm pretty sure the spearman can engage into this. I don't know why he's running away, especially with the scout to support. Let's see what kind of damage is done. Okay. Mr. Yo not really paying attention, although maybe is paying attention, rather just sacrificed 1 to save these 2. To quote the great Spock, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. And so Mr. Yo sacrifices 1 man-at-arms to save these 2. MbL realizing that there's a bit of a gap here. Bit of a mountain pass, let's call it. Very mountainous map, by the way. Look at this. These are 2 powerful archer civilizations, and having hills surrounding the entire northern and even western perimeter of one base, and the western, southern, and even northern. I mean, these forests are so annoyingly placed on these mountains. It's so hard. Where do you even place town centers? I'm going to keep an eye on that. You know, not every map is so simple. It's not Arena where everything is flat, or a lot of Arabia maps where the map generates super flat. This one comes with a lot of hills, and they're all nearby. So I'm very curious to see where these players actually plop down town centers. I mean, look at this. You've basically got a bit of a dried out fjord over here with these 2 mountains to the south, to the north, and then just a bunch of empty land. You can put a town center here, but then anything standing up here gets an attack bonus against it. Now it is MbL. By the way, what have they scouted of each other's bases? Tell me this isn't the first time MbL has seen his opponent's base at the 15-minute mark of the game. Although it very well could be. We know Mr. Yo has seen basically everything. Look at that vision. Army supplies identical. We only see a few units here out on the map. What exactly have they built? 7 skirmishers, 3 spearmen, and a scout against 6 archers, 2 men-at-arms, and 3 scouts. I mean, you have to give this to MbL, right? The skirmishers nullify the archers. The spearmen nullify the scouts. The 2 men-at-arms are already down 20 HP, which is what, 20% of their HP? And now Mr. Yo doing what he does, which is large construction projects to wall off big parts of his base. And it seems like there's a bit of a detente here. The players saying, you know what, let's not poke each other in feudal, you know? let's just kill each other in Castle Age. So they both seem to be amassing the resources, and right as I finish that sentence, it is our Ethiopian who's going up in age. And now for sure I'm going to try my best to keep an eye on that resource panel. Oh, this is so sour. Escapes with 2 HP. Oh, does not manage to run away from these javelins, though. Good job for MbL. Has killed all 3 men-at-arms of his opponent. And now the armies are much more in favor of our Chinese, who has boosted his skirmisher count, added another spearman. And look at this. Look at this. What fantastic scouting. Just a little simple patrol function. You see, he sees the flags on the archery range, on the stable. He knows there are units in there. And he's just far enough that I don't think his opponent can see him. Look at that. MbL just keeping an eye on and the second he sees units pop out, look at that reaction time. Absolutely incredible. Either he got super lucky and he was staring at this part of the map at that moment, or he noticed on the mini map on his game console. Either way, super impressive. 30 seconds until we get to see extra 100 food, 100 gold added to those coffers. Some of you might be thinking, why is he so focused? Why is he so crazy and looking at these, right? Who cares about 100 food, 100 gold? You must be new here. Here we go. 4, 3, 2. Let's take a look. 449, 549, 224, 324. Just a super cool feature of the Ethiopians. You know, on a closed map like Arena, Fortress, if you're starting in Dark Age, you don't need gold miners to go up to Castle Age, because you start with your 100 gold, and then the extra 100 gold that you get once you reach Feudal is enough to propel you to castle. On an open map like this, maybe not. You need loom to defend your villagers, etc. But on closed maps, that is a super fun feature. And like I said, you guys know I love to focus on all these little details. I think my favorite, though, is still the Turkish Civ feature, where their scouts become light cav and their light cav become hussars. MbL taking a bit of damage here. Hasn't really seen the siege workshop on the high ground here. These skirmishers are going to be elite in a few seconds, which means these scouts better get the hell out of here. They are now elite. Economic upgrades. I hear something burning. This might be another issue with the game. Isn't it funny that the developers, when they release patches, always make a note of saying, hey guys, you know, we get it. There's pathing issues. Units move backwards. They do Michael Jackson moonwalks. We get it. The code is 20 years old, and sometimes when you click on certain parts of the map, it sounds like something's on fire or some bombard tower is taking a shot at something. By the way, take a look at the vision of this Ethiopian outpost if it goes up. Oh no, come on, go up, go up, go up, go up. Okay. Take a look at the vision on this thing. Oh my goodness. +3 extra vision. Isn't that insane? And it costs no stone. No stone at all. Absolutely crazy, crazy feature. You guys know my theories about map vision and information. Oh, first mangonel shot goes super wide here for Mr. Yo. Second one, also wide. He'll lose his spearman, but I think that's kind of the point of the spearman. Okay, does lose to a mangonel shot. Okay, mangonel shot's getting a little bit better. Monk, no redemption, so can't really do much against these mangonels. And now with the spearmen down, these skirmishers are how do you say toast? Monk does die. Second monk already out on the field just south of the siege workshop. And what is this? What is the point of this? Are you scouting for relics, or are you scouting for a backstab? Oh, pops out at the perfect moment, guns down his opponent's mangonel, and also gets 3 crossbows. What a boss freaking mangonel. And now I think Mr. Yo has to retreat a little bit. This knight can't really do much with the monk there, unless maybe he moves forward with his own monk and plans on reconverting. Okay, has found the other relic. I think he saw that relic before. Mr. Yo, the master relic pincher of Age of Empires 2. Definitive edition. Another outpost period. It would be super fun if the developers eventually at some point added extra vision for structures on higher ground. I don't think that's the way it works right now, There's a few cool little features that I think could be added to this game. You know, making units move slower up a mountain, move faster as they go down a mountain or a hill. Little things like that. Flank attacks, which do a little bit extra damage. But again, with a code that's that old. Hera made a video recently with the issues that he saw in Age of Empires, and one of his recommendations was like maybe make one final kind of definitive. I know there's an AoE 2 definitive edition, but make it like really definitive. Make it like 100% the version of the game. And I commented like that would be an absolute awesome time for the developers to upgrade the code of the game, if that's even possible, to be honest. I don't know if that's possible. Okay, look, he put it to the town center, right where I thought he would. Not optimal with them being so close to each other. Not even space here for an extra farm or 3. Okay, crossbows will get shooed away by these skirmishers unless the Mangonel decides to join in. 2 monks die, but it looks like not before they got 1 convert. Now the knights are going to be able to kill all 3 Mangonels. That's such a sour loss. That is a sour loss here for MbL. 1 knight for what looks like 3 Mangonels and 2 monks. How much gold did MbL just lose? Another town center. Okay. Placed again, wedged between 2 hills. Man, what an ugly map in terms of locations for expansion. Market has kept the crossbows away. How many kills? 12 kills on these skirmishers. Looks like this Mangonel tried to get a shot off. Oh, we've got Feudal Age archers here at the 28-minute mark of the game. A bad attack round from our Chinese in red, but doesn't matter. 2 knights get converted. It looked for a second, it looked like they were about to attack the Mangonel still. I think they've a bit of bloodlust. Berserker rage. I mean, Mr. Yo here with the vision. I mean, how do you contest this amount of vision? He's going to see literally anything that comes out of MbL's base. Look at this. This is absolutely incredible. Imagine playing on God mode. You know, as casters, it's easy for us to sit, and as viewers, it's easier for us to sit and, you know, eat our, I don't know what, potato chips. Now I'm kind of wanting Miss Vicky's. In any event, it's easy for us to sit here and say, oh, why did he do this? Why did he move left? Why did he move right? Why did he choose this unit? 2 villagers do die here. So this town center ain't going up anytime soon. But for the players themselves, remember, this is what Mr. Yo sees. He doesn't see what we see. He doesn't know what's about to pop out of here. He doesn't know if 3 archery ranges just got placed here and all of a sudden a whole bunch of units or camels are going to start coming out to get rid of his knights. He has no clue. Oh, no, those aren't his knights. Oops. He doesn't know what the hell. Bottom line, main point I'm trying to make. He doesn't know what the hell is going to happen. But with these crazy Ethiopian outposts, it certainly makes it a lot easier to see what your opponent is doing. Even though Mr. Yo can't really react in real time, right? He's got no infrastructure here. Now he's finally bringing villagers. He's got 700 stone. I wonder what these villagers are for. So he can't really react in real time. Just because, again, you can't build archers here. You can't build cavalry. You can't build infantry here. They don't, these skirmishers don't catch wind of this castle. Unless they move north. Crossbows are doing their best against these skirmishers, but really it's the Mangonel. They're just buying time. They're laying down their lives so that this one ring holder Mangonel can make his way to Mount Doom and get rid of these skirmishers. Will the monks see it with the range, with the line of sight? No, they don't see it either. This castle is going to be a very big surprise to MbL. Not that it's in a real dangerous position here. It's a bit of a backwards castle. Backwards facing, I should say. Not backwards like, you know, he's backwards. It's backwards facing. So they're not going to really run into it unless a melee unit tries to attack this monastery. But does Mr. Yo care? I mean, maybe this outpost will see it. Where's he going with these villagers? Oh, he's getting more gold. This is what that one scout of his in the earlier stages of the game. By the way, take a look at his map vision. This is Mr. Yo's map vision. Take a look at the mini-map. This is literally the only part of the map he hasn't seen. This. MbL, take a look at his map vision. That is just absolutely great scouting here by Mr. Yo. Just absolute boss scouting. And he is heading up to Imperial. 17 crossbows. I hope we get to see arbalests. Remember, they are they are machine guns, basically. Ethiopian foot archers. Okay. Looks like our Chinese mangonel is getting better shots off, and because of the hill bonus, this mangonel didn't die from a shot, but the skirmishers move in and finish the job. I don't think he's seen the castle yet. This is crazy. There's a big castle of Damocles looming over his head, and another one. Mr. Yo is going for a contain here. This isn't a push. It looks like a push. It feels like a push. But the placement of these castles tell me that this is more of a contain. He wants to surround his opponent, restrict his expansion, and deal with him at a later time. Okay, these guys must see, yeah, the skirmishers do finally catch wind of this one castle up here. And these poor crossbows, their entire life is just, they exist to distract and die so that other units can kill the enemy. These poor crossbows. Has he seen it now? No, he still hasn't seen it. Even if this was an Ethiopian outpost, take a look at this vision. It would have 3 more tiles of vision and would definitely see it. Surprised that relic count is 0 to 0 at the moment. MbL, I think he's a little flabbergasted. He's got 35 army supply to 8, and he's sitting back and probably thinking, why the hell am I not attacking? What is going on here? He sees infrastructure now. He sees the castle with this archery range. Now he knows what's up. Now he knows. He's a second away from getting up to Imperial. How's his stone count still? Just buy 100 stone. Build a castle. Get your trebs out. Mr. Yo already with the trebs. One on the battlefield. Okay. Our Chinese just happy at the moment. Oh, finds himself a juicy mineral patch here. Happy at the moment to get upgrades for his army. And let's take a look at what he can do with it. These are very dead villagers here. I wonder if these light cav will chase into the castle, or if the castle will even notice. Okay. Oh, they went after the back villager. Okay, so 2 villagers do manage to escape. Town center will go down from this treb. Still just 1 treb for Mr. Yo. I'm surprised. He's got 2 castles, the ability to pump out a lot of trebuchets. And MbL. Okay, very defensive castle. I mean, good placement to defend. Look at his entire military industrial complex is right here. Look at all of the stables, the siege workshop, the archery range. He has nothing to the south. This is civilian town. And this is military zone. Oh my goodness. So the castle is being used to defend the military infrastructure so he can keep pumping out units. But because of that, there's nothing here to defend. Look at the firing rate, by the way, of these arbalests. 1.7. I think that's not even fully upgraded? Or is it? I feel like they should be a little quicker than that. In any event, look at how ridiculously fast they fire. Right as I try to show you, they back off. Because of course. And here we go. Our Chinese is conducting raids of his own. Thumb ring. Thumb ring is a fantastic upgrade for these archers. Another castle for Mr. Yo. Again, not an aggressive castle. These are just contained castles. Look how far back away they are. They might be giving MbL a little bit too much time and distance to build up his army. Although now our Ethiopian is pushing in. There's that Ethiopian gunpowder. There it is. With thumb ring. Remember, not only does it make the units much more accurate against stationary units, also increases the speed, I believe, of the projectiles, or the speed of the attack, basically. Look at that. Mangadai level foot archers, 1.4 attack. That being said, skirmishers and light cav here. What are the upgrades on the light cav? Not great. Not great. Needs blast furnace. Needs it yesterday. And the upgrades on these guys also not great. So one is missing attack upgrades, one is missing defensive upgrades. Lion says, I will defend the Ethiopian Empire with my life. And in comes MbL. Let's see what he can do here. Bombard Cannon is taking a bunch of damage from the skirmishers, but that means the skirmishers are down south. Crossbows, skirmishers, light cav. This is a Castle Age army that is trying to destroy Mr. Yo's Imperial Age, much more substantial army. And that is why his army survives, even though he's outnumbered here significantly in this part of the war. And here we go. Finally, a few trebs of his own, 3 in total. One is kind of lurking in the back. And now he's taking this, but the Shotels are out. Oh, man, what a fun raiding unit. Look at that base attack of 16. Horrible HP, but base attack of 16. And look at this. MbL is going to make my life much harder. Oh, the Shotel says, not today, my friend. But the light cav managed to get rid of him. Light cav to the, what do we want to call this? North. Light cav to the west. Lion confused, doesn't know what the hell he wants to attack. Villager, scout, he doesn't know. He gets rerouted. Oh, scout's move. He's free to take on the villager now. Back home, Mr. Yo's castle has fallen. The other two are exposed. There's one treb, but take a look at this army in the center. This is a pretty tanky army against these skirmishers, although now finally upgraded nicely. But army supply for our Chinese is now, what, 20 army supply ahead. Mr. Yo is running low on trash resources, but those are still necessary resources. He's got a good amount of gold. He's got 0 wood, 0 food, basically. So MbL is defending here. They're both kind of gunning and shelling down each other's infrastructure. While at the same time, our Chinese continues to raid here. Beautiful, beautiful side attacks. Units keep streaming out. One crossbow here, a few skirmishers here. A bit of a lazy contingent of light cav over here. I mean, let's take a look at army composition, because now he's more than 20 ahead. I love the Arbalest, love the Bombard Cannon, one random monk. He's going to get sniped by these light cav if he's not careful. Get murder holes. For God's sake, get murder holes. Okay, MbL gets one laggy skirmisher to the back. But with the Bombard Cannons enough to shoo this away. These light cav are going to have a tough time dealing with these Arbalests. That faster firing speed is just absolutely bonkers. MbL's not really doing damage with his raids though, but look at this. Look at this. Right as I say that, a huge raid comes in. Oh no, he's raiding to the west. He's raiding to the north. He's raiding in the center. And all of a sudden, Mr. Yo's down 10 villagers. This one heroic light cav charges into the castle fire, takes a bit of damage, and then whacks away at that infrastructure. Keep an eye on the villager count for Mr. Yo. It's going down, but it's not going down super fast. Oh, never mind. Now it's in the 80s. Oh, no. Okay, but he still has a pretty chunky army. He lost both of his mangonels. Oh, no. Mr. Yo, what happened? He lost both of his bombard cannons. He lost all his mangonels. He's got one treb left. But his opponent is moving forward with 3 trebs of his own. A camel on the way. 27 skirmishers. Look at that army supply. And it's all counter units. I mean, if you want to call a light cav a counter unit. Basically a meat shield for these elite skirmishers. But I think ultimately it's the raiding that did Mr. Yo in. And it's the loss of his heavy hitting units here. I mean, who wants to lose 2 bombard cannons, 2 mangonels? It looks like a treb or 2 as well. And look at his resources now. Absolutely abysmal, even though MbL himself also has abysmal resources. But take a look. He might have shitty resources, but he's still building 27 skirmishers, 4 light cav, 4 crossbows at a time. And now he's 30 villagers, 27 villagers ahead of his opponent, has 3 trebs, has already gunned down a castle. I really am curious as to why Mr. Yo went for a bit of a soft contain instead of a super aggressive push? Is it because he knew that MbL had such a high army supply the whole game and he didn't want to jeopardize 9 or 10 villagers? Very curious. In any event, 90 Arbalest, 103 skirmishers. We know who wins this battle. Peak APM at the 10-minute mark. Peak APM about 5 minutes ago. Economy, I can't see them being too massively different. Interesting. A lot more wood, a lot more food, but a lot less gold and a lot less stone. This is what, 2 castles worth of stone. Relic gold, a massive 16. Conversions also not playing any kind of role. Kill count nice and juicy. 201 for our Ethiopian, 161 for our Chinese. And those raids at the end, 57 villager kills. So Mr. Yo just ran out of gas. And again, very curious. There's a reason he positioned his castles in a ring around MbL's base. Not a perfect ring, which is why I called it a soft contain, not a hard contain. You know, a castle here, and maybe a castle here would have been a hard contain. But look how far back these are. This gave MbL a nice opportunity to gather more and more army. And how does his infrastructure look? 5 stables, only 2 archery ranges. Interesting. Are you telling me these 2 archery ranges are the ones building 27 skirmishers? That is that is hilarious. And a random crossbowman thrown in as well. Overall, what a fun game. But yeah, I think Mr. Yo was putting on pressure, but just not enough pressure. Did manage to get the superior unit here, the Arbalest, firing at 1.4. And let's see the end. I just want to see if they were firing. I love watching Ethiopian archers fire. They're so freaking fast. Look how fast that is. Oh, we didn't really get to see it that much. But in any event, I'm sure we'll cast other games where we get to see them. But the late game rating, Mr. Yo takes his foot off the gas, loses his big, chunky, powerful game-ending units, and then realizes, oh, I don't have the resources to keep this fight going, especially if I want to build another Treb, basically will bankrupt me. And with that, it's basically these light cav will just run up to the Treb and try to snipe it all day long. And look at this very confident, very cocky mining camp right in the middle of the field of battle. I mean, that takes a lot of chutzpah. That's pretty fun. In any event, it is MbL with a very strong defense against a player that I have called the Master of Holds, who this time himself gets held against, or however you want to say it, if that makes any sense. His opponent is the one who held, is what I'm saying. And that opponent, MbL, takes the big W, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.